Hey everybody, Borderlands 3 is upon us and it's time to get out and start slaying enemies across Pandora and the various other planets. This game is similar in many respects to previous games in the series. However, there are some new things that they've added, and some of these I found are not the most apparent throughout the game as you are going through, at least initially, in the first few hours. Here are 5 things that I think you should know when starting out in Borderlands 3. Number 1 are secondary gun abilities. Early on in the game, you're given a Vladoff pistol, and Claptrap explains to you that you can use the secondary fire mode on this pistol to fire rockets, and the pistol then at that point turns into a mini grenade launcher. This secondary attack has a short cooldown. After that, you can reuse it again, but in the meantime, you'll be forced to use your primary firing. Most weapons, it seems, throughout Borderlands 3 have some sort of secondary ability. All you have to do is pull up the gun in your inventory, and beneath the special stats for the gun, the bonuses, by itself in its own section, you will see what the secondary ability for that gun is, if it has one. I've noticed a pattern in that Jacob's guns just don't have it. They don't really have much of any sort of special ability. They focus on raw power, and that's about it. But you're doing yourself a big disservice if you just use the gun for its regular ability. Though it might be really good, you're really missing out on some fun if you don't check out to see if it has a secondary ability as well. Number 2 is the changes that they've made to the map and exploring. The map is no longer just open and you can basically see everything that would appear on the map. Unexplored areas of the map are obscured, and if you look on your mini map, instead of being blue, they'll be kind of like this brownish, darkish color, and you have to actually go to that area, explore it, get rid of that fog of war, and if there are any kind of special landmarks in that area, then they will show up on the map for you to explore. Pretty important, I think, if you want to get the most out of this game, to get out there and really explore every nook and cranny of the map, because there are certain things that you will miss unless you explore each location and reveal it, because as I said, these things won't show up on the map unless you're actually there to discover that particular area. Going off of the same vein as exploring the map is the addition of what I'm going to call map quests. So you have your standard side quests, which show up as an exclamation mark on the map, and it's usually tied to a person or an item or something, which kicks it off. These other map quests are things that are just tied to the map, near as I can tell. I'm not sure if they move around based on the playthrough that you're doing, but the best way I can describe it is that in certain areas of the map, when you explore it, you'll get this little icon on the map here. I'll put something up on the screen here so you can see it, and these are tied to specific characters within the Borderlands universe. So this one, for example, I'm doing is tied to Moxie. She wanted me to turn on her radio broadcasts and override the COVs, and by doing this, then you get a nice little reward. I also did one was tied to Sir Hammerlock, which was a dynamic event and killing a specific animal that was sort of like a mini boss. There are also Claptrap units that you can salvage, and those are tied to Claptrap's quest. And finally, the other one I found was related to Tannis, and it was finding the logs for the first Vault Hunter. And after doing that, then she would reward you with, I believe it was going to be a cache that the first Vault Hunter supposedly stashed away somewhere. There could be more characters I haven't discovered yet, but they're little gold icons, and you want to look out for them because they can get you some pretty good loot, and they're pretty fun, and they're one of the new additions to the game. Number 4 is the social tab that you can find when you're in game. You can activate it just by pressing escape or whichever platform you're on, just getting to the menu there where you can save and load, and then hit on the social tab. You'll see a variety of options here. One of them, you can input shift codes. The other section is an email. This only activates if you're in game. It's the only way you can see actual emails to your character, so you can't access this in the main menu. These do not show up as notifications at all as far as I noticed throughout the game. You want to make sure you're coming in here to check these, because you'll get rewards for quests and other things that are going on in the game. You'll actually get those items through your email, and if you don't go into your email, you're gonna miss out. So for example, when I completed the Sir Hammerlock map quest where I had to kill a mini boss animal for him, I actually didn't get the reward until I went into this email and selected it, in which case then I got the shotgun that he had rewarded me with. Could just be me, but I didn't notice anywhere in the first few hours of this game in a tutorial or related content, I didn't notice anything that told you about this. So if that's the case, I wanted to throw it out there so that you guys are aware of it, because I could see if you're like me, you're not too involved with all the stuff that they're doing with the game, shift codes, vault, VIP, crazy stuff. Like, you could easily just kind of forget about the social tab, maybe not even go into it, especially if you're playing solo, and you could easily overlook this. So I wanted to throw this out there for you guys. This is not a new feature, but I want to put it in here for those who haven't maybe played Borderlands that much before, or if it's been a while since you've played, or if you're just wondering if this is in the game again. I just want to put this out there. You can farm mini bosses like before. So for example, here I'm fighting Mouthpiece again. This is not my first time going through here. You can just come back up here after having quit to the main menu. You can load it back up. Run through whichever area you're going through to get to the boss. take them out, and then try to get the unique weapon that they drop. I'm going to be doing some more testing to see if the enemies will drop legendaries like they did before, in addition to maybe sometimes the unique weapon that they'll drop. Like here, Mouthpiece, I'm guessing he probably doesn't drop a legendary. I'm guessing he's probably like Captain Flint from Borderlands 2, and he only drops the killing ward here. It's a blue rare weapon, and it's got the text, his word will carry death eternal, and it's a COV type pistol. I'm guessing this is all that he drops, and you can get it, from what I found, every time you kill him, you can get it. So if you lost it or sold it or whatever, you can just come back here and get it. So it's good to see that feature back in. I know at the pre-sequel there's some issues with enemies not being farmable, certain bosses, so I'm hoping that this is a trend and that Mouthpiece is not the only one that you can farm. So by all accounts, it looks like it's still in. So there you have it, 5 things that I think you should know when starting out in Borderlands 3. As I get farther along in the game and learn more things, I plan to do more of these. Hope you found this enjoyable and helpful. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe for more videos. Appreciate all your support as always. Let me know in the comments below if you're playing Borderlands 3, what platform you're playing it on, and which character you've decided to go through with your first playthrough. I'll catch you guys all later in the next installment. Take care.